Hi everyone, I'm Phoenix Rising Star. Thank you so much for joining me for the live version of the Hollow Bone of Healing, which is the new book that's, let's see, you can pre-order it at this time, and it will be out as of October 7th, both in ebook form and in print form. And the purpose of this live training is to kind of go over the information, give you some background information and maybe some additional information, and lead the meditations that you get for free when you purchase the book to lead you in these guided meditations so that you just have an experience of them right away. I want to share some testimonials with you, so let me just share my screen here for a second, and I'll explain how this all came about. Yes, there we go. Finally. Okay, so this is the book cover. I'm just really, really happy with it. And here's JANEL Lemons. So I'll let you just read that, and you'll know that you can stop your video if you need some more time to read it. What I did was I handed the rough draft manual to some of my students and then some people that are not my students, because I wanted to see, does it make sense? You know, and I was pretty sure it was going to make sense to my students, but does it also make sense to people who have never studied this kind of work before? And what I was finding, let me just take it in another one. What I was finding is that the testimonials were pretty consistent in that people were saying, hey, they're fast, they're deep, and they're profound. So that's good. That's what I wanted to know. And they appear to be working for everybody, no matter what their focus is. Yay. So again, you can stop your video and you can take a look at this. And then we have Sandy Walls here. Already experiencing greater sense of peace, love, and miracles. Whew, who could ask for more? And then we have Marie DeRoche, who's going to be using this with her clients and recommending it. And we have Brandi, and this is Brandi happens to be one of the people that has not trained with me before. So this was all new to her. Reading the Hollow Bone of Healing was totally new to her. But what a powerful statement to say she went off opioids after 3 days of this, listening to the meditations. And she's a person who is doing this over and over and over again, which is exactly what you need to do in order to live this. I mentioned, let me stop my share here. I mentioned that I think someplace I mentioned, maybe it was in the book or whatever, but I mentioned that this is not just a modality for, you know, when you don't feel well or you're not manifesting what you want. This is a way of living. You know, these are techniques we use all the time. And think of it like a shower. You don't just take one shower for the lifetime and call it good. You're going to be doing it over and over again. Well, kind of like that. These are techniques you can do over and over again because they'll keep helping you. Now, if you're here at this training or you're buying the book or you're considering the book, it's really perfect for you if you are in some kind of crisis in your life. And it doesn't matter if it's a healing crisis, a financial crisis, a relationship crisis, or any other kind of crisis. If you've not found something that's going to be helpful, this will help. And if you are just curious as to whether or not it's helpful, I would definitely check it out because this is meant to give you tools to use in a crisis condition. It's also for you if you are on a path of personal transformation and you are just really wanting to improve yourself and keep growing and learning and evolving and raising your consciousness and you know, which makes everything easier, faster, and better. And that's exactly what the tools will do for you. It's also for you if you're a healing arts practitioner, meaning that maybe you're a massage therapist, an energy worker, a reader of some kind, or anything else under that umbrella, and you are looking for something new and different to offer to your clients to take them farther, deeper, faster than what's out there currently. And of course, when we are doing the techniques, we work on ourselves first before we learn how to work with others. But it's transformative for you as a practitioner and you as a person. So those are the three types of people that I think benefit the most from this book. The kinds of things that you can expect as a result of the book and as a result of these live trainings is that you're going to be changing your story, right? We all have a story we're kind of hooked onto that's not working for us. And these techniques will help you to change your story and to create a better story that does work better for you. It helps you to optimize your health into a better state of balance so that you can see the effects of self-healing faster. It also helps you to remove the blockages that help you to achieve your goals or they are in the way of achieving your goals. And so, what I mean by that is clearing things like fear or clearing past life memories or clearing the feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to let my light shine. What could possibly happen? What if I was put to death? You know, those kinds of irrational fears that we use to keep us locked into one place. These tools will help you to clear those kinds of things so that you can achieve your goals. And of course, then what it does is helps you to take inspired action so that you can better find your soul purpose and act on it in a way that gives you great joy and continues to give to those who need to benefit from what you have to offer. We do this, we help you to receive all of those things through the techniques that are offered through the book. Specifically, how do you become a hollow bone of healing and what is that like? Experiencing the power of pure love, learning how to receive healing and messages from source energy through what we call the merge technique, learning how to release trauma gently without reliving it through the time-space continuum, learning how to manifest your heart's desires with ease through the sphere of manifesting. And then we have one more technique that the angels gave me at the very last minute called the portal of light and love, which helps you to build a permanent energetic beam of light and love that continues to clear energy and produce love in such a way that it's almost palpable. It's a beautiful gift back to the earth. So these are the techniques that we're going to be doing over the next 4 days and that you'll find in the book. And in the book, you'll find access to the guided meditations. I know that right now, if you pre-order, then you can use the link that I'm going to be putting in your email. You can use that link then of your order to gain immediate access to the guided meditations that go along with the book. So you'd have the meditations before you have the book, but it's really helpful. But even if you're holding out and waiting for that paperback copy, you will still have access to those guided meditations because they're all over the book. The link for it is all over the book. You have 6 guided meditations you're going to have. So there's ways to make this happen. We just don't want you to miss out on anything. Okay, so today what we're about is I'm going to be giving you some background information. We're going to do some giveaways, some for people that are here, and then some for people that are listening to the recording, which will be kind of fun. It means you have to really pay attention and then follow up and send me an email with your best guess, and what you will receive is a paperback copy of The Hollow Bone of Healing signed by me. Of course, you won't get it till the week of October 7th when it comes out, but what you'll have to do is send me your best mailing address and I'll send you a copy of the book. It's that simple. So I think you'll have fun with that. So today we're going to go over the background. What do we mean by source energy? And what is the background of this material? Where did this come from? And just kind of have a further understanding of some of the nuances behind the title and the energy behind it, as well as really begin to investigate how we receive our information, how we open up our senses to receive our information, as well as, oh yeah, we're going to start with a clearing meditation because that's so helpful to be as clear as possible so that you can better receive from the divine or from source energy. You might hear me using those terms interchangeably. So this might be a good time to jump into that. What do we mean by source energy? I have to say that this was a term that I used deliberately because I felt like it was very non-denominational, non-threatening. It didn't imply religion because that was the pushback I was getting from some people. They would say, oh, is this about a religion? No, it's not about a religion, because I use the term divine a lot, meaning source energy. But you could use God, you could use goddess, you could use the universe, the one, whatever terminology you prefer, I invite you to use that instead. I just wanted to find something that didn't have a charge, and source energy seemed to be the most neutral phrase I could come up with that encompasses all life everywhere. Because that's what we're talking about. When we're connecting with source energy, we're connecting to all life everywhere. So that means the trees and the plants and the flowers and the birds and the four-leggeds, but it also means the water, the air, the sun, the fire, all of that. And when we are working with these techniques and we're working with source energy, there's so much energy there. I mean, we don't have time to work with all aspects of source energy. So we set the intention that we're working with the highest and best within source energy. Now, what does that mean? Well, sometimes it means angels. Sometimes it means archangels or ascended masters like Jesus or Buddha or Mother Mary. Sometimes it's the spirit of love, the spirit of light, the spirit of compassion. We're talking high consciousness beings who are here only for your highest good and healing. And those are two really deep intentions I need you to understand and embody at this point, because that sets the tone for the highest, the fastest, and the best healing that you could have on all levels, right? So I make the phrase, I said the phrase conscious, something about raising your consciousness and high consciousness healing. And what do I mean exactly by that? And what is a high consciousness? So high consciousness means it's a higher vibration, it's a higher way of viewing the world around you, and therefore you are attracting higher degrees of love and joy and wisdom and knowledge into your life. Right? So when people are operating from a high level of consciousness, they see more synchronicities in their life, those divine breadcrumbs that you go, oh, that was no accident, that kind of thing. You attract more people that are in harmony with you and that are kind and loving and compassionate. You attract more experiences that are kind, loving, and compassionate. You have a knowing that you are connected to all life. And you have a knowing and an understanding that what you are doing is making a difference in the world. Just by the vibration you're putting out, just by acting on your inspired intuition, you are affecting change within everyone around you. And that is what creates change in the world. And that's the bigger concept behind this book, right? Yes, it's called the Beginner's Self-Healing Manual, but it's so much more than that. And it's how we live. It isn't what we go to when we're hurting. Now, I mentioned a beginner's self-healing manual. And why beginner's self-healing? Well, there's only 4 techniques in it. So because there's only 4 techniques, you might think, well, that's nothing. How can I get out of that? These are the foundation for the 3 levels. 3 of these techniques are the foundation for 3 of the levels in the Healing Angel Protocol, which was given to me by the angels. And it's a 6-month home study course in which we have techniques every week with weekly calls. So there's like 25 plus techniques that you're learning. And the angels selected these 3, well, 3 out of these 4, I'll explain that 4th one in a minute, but 3 out of the 4 as being the basis for each one of the levels of training. There's 3 basic levels of training, and then we have some advanced ones beyond that. That if you really embody and embrace 3 out of these 4, well, really all the techniques, but these 3, the first 3 techniques, the merge, the time-space continuum, and the sphere of manifesting, if you do nothing but those, that will give you a foundation for self-healing that will definitely transform your life. And if that's all you do, that's fine. And if you choose to go on and add in the portal of light and love, you are also giving back to the earth in a beautiful way and helping to heal and raise the vibration of the planet. That 4th one, the portal of light and love, is what the angels gave me at the very last second. And they said, hey, we've got a new thing for you. So we want you to add this into the live workshop and add it into the book. So that's the 4th technique. And it's really not based on the Healing Angel Protocol, but it'll be added into that. So these are the foundation techniques that will get you farther and help you raise your vibration and help you raise your consciousness. When I talked about the Healing Angel Protocol, I want to make sure that you understand that was just the name the angels gave to me, right? It doesn't mean that you're only working with angels. Remember the upper crust, if you will, of the source energy, when we ask for the highest and best, it can include angels, but it could be archangels, ascended masters, spirits of light and love, and so much more. So I just want to be really clear with you to be open to whoever is for the highest good and healing that might come in for you as we go through these techniques together. Now, the Healing Angel Protocol, as I said, it got its name when I asked the angels, what do we call this? But let me back up before that. So I had this friend named Mary Kay, and we were just really good friends that we didn't need to be in touch all the time because when we called each other or saw each other, it was just like instantly bonding, and it was like no time had passed from when we'd last seen each other. So she called me and she said, I need some help here. I've got a lump on my tongue that the doctors are a little concerned about, and I'm just wondering what energetically your take is on that. And I said, oh, can't cut your tongue. You're holding things back. And I was kind of flip. And I didn't, in retrospect, I didn't mean to be that way. It just came out that way. But she said, yeah, well, I've been holding things back all my life. And she said, well, I'll let you know what happens. So a couple of weeks later, she called and she was very garbled in her speech. And she said, they've cut off part of my tongue because it has stage 4 cancer, and I have stage 4 cancer in my throat and my mouth. But I'm going to go through chemo and radiation, and I have my medical team, I have my prayer team, but I want you to be my energy team. And we've got to do something different because what's out there isn't working. And I said, okay, no problem. But I'm like, in my heart, I was just quaking because I thought, how am I going to know? Who am I? I don't know these things. So I talked to angels all my life since I was 5 years old, at least consciously. And I just turned to them and I said, okay, what are we going to do? And they said, oh, don't worry, we've got this. And I said, okay, don't worry, Mary Kay, we've got this. Just good. Okay, now I need another name for what we're doing because I don't, the terms that the doctors are using are just really scaring me and I don't want those. So come up with a different name. So, okay, angels, what do we call him? Okay. And that's when they said the Healing Angel Protocol, of course. So I said, how about the Healing Angel Protocol? And she said, fantastic. That's great. So we, through the angels that I was working with, they gave me guided meditations to share with her when she was receiving her chemo and radiation. And they started giving me different techniques to work with her because she had 4 tumors that she was really concerned about. And that's what the chemo and radiation was all about as well. So at the end of 4 weeks, those 4 tumors were gone, which was a blessing. But her liver and pancreas were really compromised, severely compromised from everything. So at this point, they were like, we're not giving you any more of anything. And, they were not predicting that she had much longer to live. So we continued to work together because one of the things she said to me was, it's fear. I've got to release this fear because if I don't release the fear, I can't ever get through this. So we worked a lot with fear. We did a lot of emotional clearing and healing and things like that. Um, and, she did live longer than what they predicted she would, but she was so compromised health-wise that it was just too much to overcome. So after her passing, I knew that those techniques really needed to be shared with more people because I knew they worked, but I really wanted to have that confirmation that yes, they're going to work with anybody. So I started, as I was working with clients, I would say, hey, here's a different technique. What do you think? Shall we try it? And they go, yeah, sure. So we threw it in, and we found that people were having profound results. They always worked faster, deeper, farther. They took them farther than anything else they had done. So at some point, after I started doing this with clients, I realized because I'm a teacher, and so I turned everything into a teaching opportunity, and I decided I needed to teach this. But I really didn't have anything in place to teach. I mean, I had a list of techniques that I had used, and I had a list of recordings and stuff like that. But that's a whole different ballgame to turn it into a class. So I had a group that was meeting with me for meditation, and I just threw it out there and I said, hey, I've got some techniques. I think they might work. I don't know. I'm looking for some people to be in a class that meets weekly, and together we kind of create this. And what do you think? Are you interested? If you're interested, I'll make you a really low price and offer because I don't really have it all put together and we're all learning together. And so I suddenly had a class, and that's what turned into the home study course. Um, where it's a weekly class and 26 plus techniques to help transform your energy and your life into more of your joy and the life of your dreams. Just like those, just just as the testimonials about the book are, that those are the kind of testimonials I get about the program. So the techniques in the Hollow Bone of Healing are based on the techniques from the Healing Angel Protocol. At least 3 of them are. And they are the foundational techniques. So the merge is the foundation for level 1. Time-space continuum is pretty much the foundation for level 2, although the merge really covers all. And then the sphere of manifesting is the foundation for sacred geometry activations in level 3. So that's where it all came from. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you is the techniques from the Hollow Bone of Healing so that you can experience them in a live guided meditation format. And you also will have the recorded, professionally recorded with great music in the background for the other ones. And there are 6 guided meditations that accompany the manual for free. So everybody will have access to it as long as you purchase the manual, because the directions are in there as to how to get them. So that's the background.